We are back on this Business Wednesday. Joining us is Earl Foote from Nexus IT. He is their CEO as well as their chief guru, cybersecurity, head honcho, all of the things. Earl, thanks for joining us this morning with some tech tips.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
So everyone is talking about this new normal, although none of us really know what that means or what that entails. But when you consider technology, it is helping companies resume this new normal. Tell me more.
Sure. First of all, I just have to say that I've been incredibly impressed by the creativity and pace of innovation that I'm seeing from so many businesses here locally, nationally, worldwide. Business leaders that were in verticals that are essentially completely shut down and non-operational at the moment, and who have made immediate and massive pivots. They've assessed, their capabilities, their skill sets as an organization, and figured out how they can apply those to currently operational industries or to solve problems that are, that this COVID pandemic has created. So. First of all, we're seeing a lot of new technology, a lot of new solutions, a lot of new opportunities and options. Of course, those are all fairly immature and developing. They'll take some time to really become very valuable, but there are a lot of new emerging tools that are coming out to help businesses address the problems that surround this COVID situation, and help businesses get back to work. I think it's interesting. Our local county and chamber study that went out. It's been a week and a half or 2 weeks ago now, as well as some national studies that I've been looking at, are showing that businesses, despite the situation, are not planning to defer or slow spending in the technology arenas. In fact, they are accelerating their digital transformations. They're accelerating the adoption of new tools, new solutions that can help them. They're looking for ways and opportunities to make their organizations more robust, to make them more secure. And so we're seeing a lot of technology that is emerging or that is currently available that is really enabling businesses to start to get back to business. There's a lot of creative new solutions that are helping businesses understand their data, that are keeping them in contact with all of the pivotal data within their organization that helps them understand employee sentiment, client sentiment, public sentiment about their organizations, helps them understand their marketing efforts and where they can and should focus money and efforts and funds so that they continue to develop as an organization. There's a lot of things, and we can go into some more of those, but do you have any other specific questions, about some of the newer technologies that are coming out that are helping us address the current problems?
Well, I'm actually curious. Recent headlines are indicating that some very large tech companies here across our country, across the world, are considering having their employees work from home more frequently. So I wanted you to comment on that and how this may be more of the new normal.
Yeah, specifically Facebook, who has always been pretty anti-telecommuting, is now saying that they will probably adopt that as a fairly normal standard for them, and that's happening a lot. In fact, I know business leaders, business owners, who have decided either to relinquish their office spaces or not renew leases, who have decided that this current situation that most of us are continuing to work in other words, working from home, that it's working very well for them, and they're going to continue to do it for the foreseeable future. Obviously, it saves a significant amount of money. Now, I would say that there are organizations that can't do that. There are businesses, hotels and restaurants and spas and gyms, and that simply they're a brick and mortar business and they can't operate virtually. I would also say that businesses that can operate virtually, like our business, Nexus IT, for the most part, now we do a lot of on-site service, and we of course scaled that back significantly the beginning of March, and have only been doing emergency services on-site since. But businesses like ours that can operate, as a work from home model. I would say, even though we were already set up to do this and face the challenge well culturally and with our norms within the organization, the team dynamic can suffer, and it has slightly within our organization. We've had to figure out some of those new nuances and how we address those and how we solve some of those challenges, how we keep the team engaged and keep a healthy, enjoyable dynamic between the team. When everybody's distance, it's kind of difficult. So while I think there's an opportunity here for a lot of organizations to save money by converting to a work from home model, I would caution organizations being too gung ho about it. I think that for the most part, people still need some social interaction with their teammates in order to create a really productive work environment and dynamic with that team.
It's a balancing act, absolutely, and we've talked on the show before about things to consider when you do have your employees work from home. And Nexus IT can actually help businesses as they consider taking these next steps. How can you help that?
Yeah, obviously this is something we've been very experienced at for a long time anyways. We've been rolling out team collaboration tools and cloud solutions and cloud voice over IP phone systems and all of these different solutions that enable businesses to be very nimble, to work from anywhere in the world on any device. We've been doing that for a long time, and for a decade really, since some of those remote technologies became very prolific. And certainly since the beginning of COVID, since the beginning of March, that's been our main focus, is helping organizations figure out how they adapt, how they adopt new technology and solutions so that they can enable their team to remain productive and efficient. And so, we enjoy the opportunity and the challenge to sit down with an organization, look at how they function as a company, what their needs and objectives are, and how we can help enable them by a customized approach of solutions that allow them to face these current challenges. Yeah.
Well, Earl, these are really interesting things to consider as we try and find our way in this new sense of normal during a pandemic. We always appreciate your tech tips, Earl. Thanks for joining us this morning. You can find out more online about Nexus IT. Also follow them on social media. You can get more of their day-to-day operations, how they are helping businesses within our community and beyond. So again, thanks so much to Earl Foote from Nexus IT for joining us today. Earl, great seeing you on this Business Wednesday.
Thanks so much.
We have more. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.